Hello there. So do you have tired looking grout? Perhaps it's dirty or stained and you're looking to revitalize it? Well, I'm going to give you two methods in this video, but mainly I'm going to focus on this rainbow chalk marker. So this is something that you paint over the grout. This comes in a range of different colors, like every possible range of colors that you've got on your grout, you can get it as a rainbow chalk marker. I've got a kitchen, and through years of kind of sun bleaching and cooking, a lot of the grout has gone very, very yellow. I recently replaced a little bit of tiling in my kitchen, and you can see quite obviously where the new grout and the old grout meet. This really isn't good enough, so I needed to do something to just, well, generally refresh my grout, but also rectify this problem with the new tiles. So I had previously used a rainbow chalk marker in my bathroom to rejuvenate the tiles there. Really worked, an absolute treat. It's quite a nice contrast, really picks out the details in the tiles. It worked very well. I thought, well, I'll do a similar thing in the kitchen. Now, before I get onto the marker and how it works, I will talk a little bit about this grout cleaner that you can get on, in fact both of these are about £3 each. You can get this from the Rainbow Chalk website, you can get this from Amazon for about £3. This stuff is pretty good. This is a kind of slightly acidic cleaner, so you have to use rubber gloves when you're using it, but you just spray it onto your grout, let it do its magic for a little bit, and then scrub a lot, and eventually all the kind of dirt comes off. But you might have to do it several times if it's particularly grimy. It really is quite an intensive thing to do. You do a lot of scrubbing, and the finish you get is quite natural. You know, it just looks like your grout has been cleaned. You're not covering it up as you are with the grout pen. But if you're after pristine looking grout, this probably isn't going to deliver it unless your staining is very, very light. So I thought about using this. I settled for this grout pen because really my tile grout was very, very yellowed. You probably want to buy a few of them because this pen actually contains like a nib that's pretty robust, and they make a point of saying that, you know, the nib will outlast the ink in the pen. Not in my experience. The nib does kind of wear down. You can buy replacement nibs from them, they're really cheap, but the nibs do wear down, so you'll want to buy more than one pen, just at the very least for a backup, you know, in case you want to touch things up in the future. These grout pens, they are water-based, non-toxic, eco-friendly, so you're not going to make yourself ill using them. They claim to have up to 60 metre coverage. I've yet to have a pen run out, to be honest. So to use these is really quite simple. Obviously, take it out of the packet. There are several things you have to do. Firstly, you have to shake them. And then, as you can see here, you have to then press the nib firmly in, you know, several times, and that kind of charges the nib. It puts the ink from the pen into the nib. You have to do that, I don't know, 10 times or something before the ink starts coming out. And then you just move the pen along the grooves. Hopefully you've got good grooves on your tile because that helps you keep the pen straight. You move it across the grouting and it covers over the revolting looking grout. Now, don't be afraid to go backwards and forwards like I am in this video because you may not get the perfect coverage first time. When I was doing my bathroom grout, which was not really very dirty or very discoloured, I really only had to kind of move the grout pen across the grout once. But I assume because there's a little bit of grease and grime on the kitchen grout, it was a little bit more challenging to do it in the kitchen. Once you've gone across the grout lines with your grout pen, do have a damp cloth standing by just to wipe off any excess that you may have got on the tiles. I didn't really use it that much on these tiles because I couldn't really see where I'd gone onto the white tiles. If you've got a dark coloured grout, it will be easier and far more obvious if you've gone onto your tiles. It's sort of touch dry in 5 minutes, but you need to allow 6 hours before you get the grout wet. So it takes about 6 hours to dry kind of fully. They do these in different nib sizes as well. So this is the smaller nib size, which is kind of suitable for kitchen tiles, I guess. And then they do a much thicker one, which is usually for sort of floor tiles. So you can see the before and after of me using this grout pen, and the results are pretty good. You can see that although it's really improved the yellowing, it's still quite obvious where that join is between the brand new grouting and the revitalized grouting. Well, it does say on this that, you know, you can repeat it as many times as you want. Obviously the grout ink does kind of soak into the grout, does change slightly when it dries. So if you want a very, very bright white and perhaps unrealistically bright white grout finish, then you can do this several times, let it dry and then do another coat. But I'm extremely happy that it's not yellowed anymore. It looks a lot better, a lot fresher, and it was so easy. In fact, I went around several other places in my kitchen and improved the appearance of the grout. Just to show you a little bit of a close-up of the grout when you've painted it using this, it really is mostly indistinguishable from, you know, just regular grout. It doesn't look like you've painted it. So this is a fantastic product. I don't know how long it lasts because I've only had it on my bathroom tiles for a few months now, but it certainly isn't chipping off when the floor is cleaned. It's not discoloring or anything, so I've got no reason to think that it should last any less time than you know, actual new grout. Anyway, this is about £3 a pen, maybe £3.50 a pen, and this is about £3.50 a bottle. Just to summarise, if your grout just needs a little bit of cleaning here and there, and you don't mind a little bit of scrubbing, and you don't like the idea of just covering it up with a pen, but this is the kind of harder work option. This is the easy option, which gives good results fast, and, you know, looks pretty good, and is your only option if you want to, for example, change the colour of your grout. So, you know, maybe you've got white grout currently. It's very fashionable to have dark grout now. You could get a dark grey grout pen and really kind of make your kitchen almost look brand new. Just be aware that they perhaps are darker than you would think. Dark grey is almost black. Medium grey is what I would class as a dark grey. The pens are so cheap, you can always get like a number of them and see what works. Anyway, that's it. Thank you to Magnanimous Meg and George Foote, who donate kindly $10 or more a month. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, let me know. Links to both of those products down below, and I shall see you next time for another video.